Hello, welcome, thank you for coming. Tonight, we are creating something together. First, I'm going to give you some instructions, then we're going to do something, and then there is a post-show conversation. So please stick around for afterwards. The structure of what we're doing tonight is inspired by a Passover Seder. At a Passover Seder, you have a story, and there's a book. And the book goes around the table, and everyone in the room helps tell the story. And in doing so, they create and remember the story together. In your programs, you received an instruction card. It looks something like this. So what's happening tonight is I will be painting, Ibby and Andy will be playing music, and you will be providing the text. You will be telling the story. So as it says in the instructions, there is a book. This is the book. So I'm going to start it out, turning to the very first page. Each page has one word or one line on it, nothing very long. I'm going to hand it to the first person, and he is going to read a line, and then turn the page so that the next person has it all ready to go. So as it says on your instruction cards, if you see any text in red or black, which is most of it, read that out loud. There are some directions that are to you in blue in brackets. And so you don't need to read those out loud. If you do by accident, that's fine. But there are directions usually to pause at a time when the painting, there's more to paint and more to watch. So again, you receive the book, you read your line, you turn the page for the next person, and you pass it on. And also you will see, as on in the instructions, in every corner there's a little reminder to speak up so that we can all hear you. And so I'm going to go back and put my gloves on. And then when I give you the nod, if you would start. We're just going to zigzag through the room. When it gets to the end, just zigzag back. If anybody wants to join the group, then it will be easier to pass the book to you. Thank you, and happy birthday, Mom.
This is a line.
These are two lines. How many lines before we are a box?
Or a room? Is it coming towards you or falling away?
We look at lines on a two-dimensional surface and see three dimensions. We recognize something familiar. We shift in scale, inhabiting the illusion created in our minds.
Our minds do this unconsciously. We project our understanding of the world onto these lines. We project what is known and unknown to us onto everything we see.
foot to the left or right doesn't change the horizon, the tree, the mountains. In real life, though, we lose the frame. We are living in a cubist world where you see from above and I from below. And the greater the distance from each other, the more the distortion.
So which is true, your view or mine? Who owns the truth?
This is the truth. This is the truth. No, this is the truth. No, this.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth? So help you God.
This is a person.
This is a person.
Are they friend or foe? Victim or villain?
Does it help to see their faces?
Does it matter what they're wearing?
We're falling away.
Does it matter how many people there are? If it's a crowd of people, not just two, one or two?
When do the people become the people? When does a group become a gang? When does a group become a mob?
How do we decide if they are exciting or threatening? Familiar or strange? Good or bad?
And which kind of bad? Are they going to bomb you or arrest you, rob you or lynch you, behead you, bully you, break your windows, break the law? Which law? Selling cigarettes, resisting arrest, staring at another child, looking suspicious, being angry? What about not trusting you?
What is the appropriate response?
Because bad things happen, really bad things.
You have every legal right to fight back with any means necessary. If it means a hose, BB gun to the neck, baseball bat, or brute force to save your child, your home, property, or yourself, I say fight back and let those thugs know you will not back down. Neighborhood News Group.
Quote, on my way to get a burrito before work, I was detained by the police. Blog of a college professor.
This is a dead person.
A live person is a vertical line. An active person is squiggly and chaotic, running outside its boundaries. A dead person is horizontal. They spill into everyone's space.
This is a dead person in a video game.
This is a dead person in a movie.
This is a dead person on the news.
This is a dead person in the street.
This is a dead person I saw die.
This is a dead person, someone I know.
This is a dead person, someone I love.
This is a dead person, someone like me. This death is peaceful.
This death is violent.
This is from illness. This one by accident.
How many deaths have you known?
What does it do to a person to risk death and disbelief every day?
How many deaths before we start seeing patterns, epidemics, intentions?
When does a collection of dead bodies become a massacre? And which becomes the tipping point? Which death do you grieve? Which death is justified? Which death makes you blame someone?
this child could have been mine.
So what is the appropriate response?
Death is true.
I'm afraid of dying, cold, and alone.
Quote, in my neighborhood, no one expects to live beyond 30.
Grief is true.
Grief, 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 and loss, a well of intolerable sensation, an emptiness, a fire on a bed of nails.
Grief and loss and fear.
Fear of loss, loss of property, of dignity, of respect, of power, of self-determination, of control, of the way you think the world should be. Loss of life.
Loss and fear.
Fear of unpredictability.
Fear of annihilation. Erase, erase. Dwindle, dissolve, diminish, dispel, disperse, dissipate, disappear, to nothing, disaster. Is it the end of everything I know? The end of history? Like boiling frogs, one small injustice at a time.
So easy to ignore.
Patterns of bodies, patterns of fear. It's you or me, it's you or me, it's you or me. Survival at any cost.
more important than your history. My pain is worse than your pain. My safety is more important than your safety. My survival is more important than you.
Why can't you just get over it already? Why do you have to make a fuss?
A fight for survival.
This is how the world works for me. This is how I was taught to succeed. This is what I was taught to be safe.
Stories inspire. Stories ignite insight. Stories inflame. History inherited. Prejudice inherited.
Quote, it sometimes feels like the only voice you ever hear is criticizing me, police officer.
Quote, why bring up shit from 70 or 80 years ago? You want racism to go away? Stop talking about it. Let it go.
Grief and loss and fear and violence and love and culture and family.
We bombed them because we were afraid. I shot him because I was afraid. I called the police because I was afraid.
Quote, someone called the police on my 6th and 8th grade sons while they were home alone, playing in their own backyard. An officer showed up and demanded they prove they belonged there. Parent in the Rockridge neighborhood of Oakland.
Who is the victim? Who is the villain?
It all looks so clear from the sidelines, but there are no sidelines. We are all in the picture.
When did you learn you were white?
Are they coming towards you or falling away?
I never imagined that people are afraid of me.
Quote, I am heartbroken about the Ferguson decision. How can I live in a country like this? Yet windows being broken has me deeply unsettled. Helicopters are circling over my house. This is not protesting. I hope they prosecute them all. Facebook, Oakland.
Nothing changes until there's blood in the streets.
Quote, I walked behind them cleaning up the trash cans they overturned.
A night of broken windows.
How can you make someone understand something they haven't experienced?
Quote, honestly, I would beat them severely, with much worse than a hose. They made their decision. Now they need to live with the consequences. Actions without consequence is exactly what is wrong with the world. Neighborhood News Group, Temescala, Oakland.
We're good people. We mean well. I wasn't talking about race.
Quote, look away if you see someone getting beat up. They probably deserve it. Flyer found at the Berkeley Ferguson protest.
I was afraid. I called the police.
Quote, a person seen walking at midday for 2 days in a row was contacted by an officer and determined to be using lunch breaks to get some exercise. Atherton Police Blotter.
I was afraid. Someone called the police.
At what age is a black child when they learn they are scary? At what age is a white child? And what age did you?
Quote, I spend every day with a shadow of fear. How do I teach my son to tiptoe in the world and still be confident in himself? How do I tell him these things and yet also teach him that the world is amazing and he can grow into anyone he wants to be? Blog post.
Quote, I've stopped jogging in my own neighborhood.
Who said this? Answer, a black person who has lived in Oakland's Glenview neighborhood for 17 years.
Quote, who do I have to change to make you comfortable? Why do I have to show you that I'm not
Watch out for a suspicious-looking character casing homes. A black man wearing a red shirt.
How many people fit the description?
I feel unsafe in my own neighborhood.
Who said this? Us or them? Victim or villain? Friend or foe? Are they coming towards you or falling away?
I'm just living the life that was handed me. I'm not a part of this. I don't even own a gun.
Black or white?
What have we inherited? What do we leave behind?
Peace and violence and good intentions and elections and marches and hunger strikes and petitions and justice reviews and lawsuits and boring backroom deals.
Months and years go by between the headlines and the policy changes. Do you feel it every day? Do you have to make an effort to remember?
Do you have a place to hide where you can avoid being uncomfortable?
When you are treated like an outsider, that gives you solace. What do you need?
It's not far, far away. It's not in the past. It's not just them. It is here. It is now. It is us.
Maybe we're not ready for a conversation yet. Maybe we're still learning. Until someone dies. And even then.
This is a person.
And this is a person.
These are people.
People wanting the best for each other.
And still hurting each other.
Ignoring each other.
And all of it is true.
This is us.
A bunch of lines on the page.
Are we coming towards each other or falling away?
Once upon a time, there was a person who scared me.
Thank you so much for coming. As I mentioned, we will be rearranging very quickly to talk. A few announcements. Sorry to interrupt the aftermath. This work continues into the future. So as I sent the text around as I was working on it, I realized that what I noticed is that a lot of people then wanted to tell me their stories. So you have reaction cards. It's on the back of the instructions here. Or there is a website and a voicemail box also listed at the bottom of that if you would like to leave. If you have thoughts later, anonymously, 2 weeks later, you wake up in the middle of the night, you can leave me a voicemail message. The painting and the text are for sale. You can private message me about that or talk to me later. If you'd like to get notices about my future work, there is a mailing list at the front. Also included in the program is a bookmark that has some of the sources that were part of my reading, and other local sources in terms of the question of what now. So there's a number of really interesting organizations doing some interesting work here in town. Again, thank you for coming. If you just keep your seats, we'll be ready to talk in just a moment. Thank you. think that's... It's already 5 of 8.
Mhm.
It's already 5 of 8, so we only have 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So as Charlie said, this is a work in progress. And she announced at the beginning that this was a work we were creating together. So now, having read the text, you get to do more. You get to share how the work made you feel, what it made you think about, what it makes you want. So,
Introduce yourself.
oh. Isn't it in the program?
It is in the program.
If you look in the program, you can see who I am. I want to do that in deference to the fact that we only have a really short time to talk. And it's the kind of work that should inspire talk. By way of introduction, look at Charlie and look at me. We're slightly different. I'm taller. And just like there's a difference between Charlie and I mean, it means we don't always see eye to eye or everything exactly the same. And we would like to let that allow you to feel the way you want to feel. We sincerely want to know what it is that you would like to share. We'd like to start off with a one-word response to how did the work make you feel? One word. I'm going to pick on you because I know you're a friend. One word.
Forward?
Hmm?
Forward?
Forward. Okay. Anybody else have a word for us?
Emotion.
Emotion.
Thought-provoking?
Thought-provoking. We'll hyphenate it. It's one word. Any other?
Pain.
Pain.
Visible.
Visible.
Grief.
Grief.
Touched. Touched.
Touched.
Sorrow.
Sorrow.
Heart.
Heart.
Pain?
Pain.
Conflict.
Conflict. Okay?
Angst.
Angst. Does the work make you want anything?
Resolution.
Resolution. You get to use more than one word. Okay, we're gonna keep feeding you questions. If a new question makes you want to answer a previous question, feel free. Okay, so we all read this text. So we all made this work together. How did the words that you read make you feel?
Involved.
Okay? Again, you can have more than one word.
Because you're reading with multiple people, you feel like you're part of a community.
Part of a community.
Part of the experience.
Okay?
I mean, there was somebody painting and we were sitting as an audience, but I felt that I was part of the entire presentation.
Mm-hmm. Sort of reminds me of how we make reality. We all participate in it, you know? All those conflicting thoughts and images, we make reality. So, does the work, how did it make you feel, the work in general? Is there more to be said?
I'm going to interrupt a sec. Stephen, can you turn off the backlights? Thank you.
Is there something that was missing from the work that you would have liked to have seen, or heard, or thought about?
No.
He's sticking with one word.
So the work, that is the conversation between us reading and Charlie, I was there now. I just, what was next? There wasn't, the story was unfolding as I was participating, both listening, speaking, and watching. So it felt complete to me at each moment.
Okay. Complete is good.
The reading mirrored a conversation that I had with someone the other day. And it was a conversation where I felt like there was no resolution, as there often isn't with this kind of thing, but I felt like the final image kind of spoke to some semblance of resolution that I was hoping to get from having that conversation.
At the beginning of the painting process, we were all looking at the simplicity of it and the kind of the two-dimensionality of it. We're all seeing the same thing, which is what was being said. That was the point being made, and it was spot on. And as the painting progresses, it becomes less clear from this side, because there's something going on the other side, but we're not quite seeing it all. And that was good. That was interesting.
I wonder if at certain points, if we all see the same thing. Again, that is the work of the work, to make you think about the fact that we sit in a certain position informed by a certain experience, so we see something in a certain way. I'm almost willing to bet if we could have stopped and froze at certain times, we wouldn't all have seen the same thing, or perhaps felt the same way by what was said. There was a comment right over here.
I do, actually. I was waiting to hear something about Israel-Palestine. That's part of what drew me here. So there was a kind of waiting, when is that going to come? And then I was admiring your gifts as an artist, sort of watching how you created these images, and very engaged with that also.
Charlie, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, so the origin of this piece came from a trip to Israel I took, where I spent time with people, with Israeli Arabs and Israeli Jews living together in conflict. And so I became interested in how we survive in situations that are not tenable, but have no immediate resolution. We can't have a single piece of legislature, have a single demand, and have it all be okay. And I came back from that, and that feeling of safety and what it does to you, and in that situation on both sides, people really not feeling safe. And I came back from that to the Ferguson protests. And to my mind, I saw race and here in the US as our Middle East. It's the irresolvable thing that will not change without people changing, without the entire system changing, which has to come from all directions at once. And so the idea of single point perspective is actually a series of pieces dealing with similar issues, but being customized for particular locations. So hence, if you leave me stories, they may end up in the show.
Can I come back to something that you said? You asked us if we heard and saw something different, and I think all of us did, because we all have unique experiences that we brought to this evening. And I think that gears what we hear and what we see.
And again, it is what I think Charlie is pointing at in a way. Your comment prompts another question. And this time you only get one word again. We're closing up. We have to wrap. And that is, I'm not sure that it isn't about conflicts in other places. So I'm curious, in one word, what's this work about?
Love.
Love?
Fear.
Fear.
It's about fear.
Communication.
Race? How about power?
Communication.
Communication?
Politics?
Politics?
Survival.
Survival? How about privilege?
Class?
Class?
Unconsciousness.
Unconsciousness. A lovely way to mirror perception and unconsciousness. A couple of more, and we're going to have to say good evening and invite you to continue following the work, which is going to change. It will change if you feed it stories. I have a suspicion it'll change even if you don't. Because you're all going to make the work itself smarter. And the world has a funny habit of continuing to spin. And so our experiences will deepen and broaden. And if we came here a week from now and saw the same piece, it might provoke deeper thoughts in us. Anybody want to give us the final word to take us out of the door?
Possibility.
Ability.
Possibility.
Possibility. That's a beautiful word to end on.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Can Charlie give another round of applause?